If you like some color in your garden without that much effort year after year, then this is what you want to grow. Hi, this is Ruchi from Easy Peasy Gardening, and today we are going to talk about caladiums. Caladiums are heat-loving tropical plants. They are grown for their beautiful and colorful foliage. They also grow flowers, but those are not showy at all as compared to the leaves. Caladium is also known as elephant ears, angel wings. So I just bought these caladium bulbs. There are 4 different types. This is red flash, this is Caroline Wharton, this is white Christmas, and this is white queen. They basically have different color splashes in these 4. So it's March and I am in zone 9B, so the weather is starting to warm up now. So this is a perfect time to plant the caladium bulbs. So that's what we are going to do. So I have these 4 planters here. Sometimes I call them bulb, but actually these are corms. Bulbs are pointed side up and they are flatter on the bottom. Corms are not like that. And they can be planted any which way, unlike the bulbs where the pointed side has to be up. So I have a rich soil here. It has some steer manure, some cocoa peat. So I'm going to just take, these corms and plant them, 3 of them in each of these planters. So probably like 2 to 3 inches deep. Plant their corms when the weather is warm, like 70 degrees Fahrenheit at least in daytime and about 50 degrees Fahrenheit at night time. Ideally, you want to plant them 6 inches apart, but I don't know how big these will grow, so I'm just going to plant them 3 of these in each container, because if there are not that many leaves growing, then it doesn't look that great. And if it becomes too crowded, after they finish blooming or they start to die down, I can always separate them out for the next season. So I'm going to water them and just leave them outside in the garden. Hopefully they'll sprout in a few days and I'll show you how they grow. It's been about 8 weeks that we planted these corms, and here you can see several sprouts. And in this also you see the sprout, and even in this one in the middle you can see the pink one. The 4th one is the only one which doesn't have any sprouts yet, but must be coming along. So it is a partial sun area where it gets about 3-4 hours of morning sunlight and then indirect sunlight. They like moderate sunlight and warm temperatures. So they can also grow inside if you can give them indirect sunlight. If you're growing them outside, just make sure that they receive only morning sun, because harsh afternoon sunlight may scorch the leaves. And they also like humidity. So if you're growing them inside, keep misting them. If you're growing them outside, make sure that the soil is moist all the time. And they don't really need fertilizer, but if you want to, you could use liquid fertilizer or slow releasing fertilizer. Otherwise, you may burn the plants. So all 4 planters now have caladium growing now. This one has fewer than others, but maybe more will grow. I'm hoping they'll grow a little taller, and then you can display them nicely on your deck or wherever you want. Look at these caladiums now. These 3 planters are completely full and the plants are looking so beautiful. This one is a little thin. I was hoping a few more will grow, but it doesn't look like they are growing, at least not in this season. But other than that, they are in full bloom, as they say. When you see a flower stalk growing on these plants, you should cut it immediately, because you want to channelize all the energy to the beautiful leaves. Flowers are not showy at all, so there is no point in spending the energy on the flowers. It's the month of November, and you can see that the leaves have started to die. So I'm going to wait for another 1 or 2 weeks, and I'll cut off all the leaves and I'll stop watering these plants. And I'll leave them aside in the garden, and in next summer, they'll start to grow again. Now, if you're in a zone 8 or below, then you may want to dig up these corms and save them, in a cool place for the next season, because the ground may freeze and it may spoil all your corms. In zone 9 or above, you can leave them in the planter or in the ground. So it is pretty straightforward. You plant the bulbs, keep watering them as they start to sprout, give them morning sun, and keep them away from the harsh afternoon sun, and they'll just start to grow. And make sure that the soil you start with is rich, and depending on the climate you are in, they may stay like this a whole year long, or they may die down. And if they die down, then you stop watering them, and then in the next season they'll start to sprout again. So I hope this video was useful to you. If you have any questions, leave a comment and I'll try to answer as soon as possible. If you like this video, press the like button, subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to share it with your friends and family. And I'll see you next time. Happy gardening. Bye.